Hello, I'm Matt Evans, and welcome to Board Game Replay. In this series, you're going to be joining us for a post-game discussion where we talk about our experience and feature clips from some of the highlights during our session. Now today we're going to be checking out a prototype of an upcoming Kickstarter game called Lords of Hellas, designed by Adam Kwapinski and published by Awaken Realms. Lords of Hellas is a competitive area control game for 2 to 4 players. In Lords of Hellas, you play as one of the legendary heroes of Greece in an alternate history where mysterious, technologically advanced beings have come to the world. They've offered their support to these heroes, arming them with advanced weaponry in return for their devotion. These heroes are now tasked with battling to restore order to ancient Greece to become the one true Lord of Hellas. A game begins with each player choosing from one of 4 heroes, each with unique special abilities and starting powers. As the game progresses, they'll enhance their statistics, their armies, and their control of the world by collecting various artifacts, completing quests, defeating giant monsters, as well as paying tribute to the gods to obtain their blessings. Lords of Hellas at its core is a territory control game, but there's a lot of extra features here that make it feel unique. First of all, there are 4 different ways to victory. Controlling 2 land areas, which are these large sections of the map in different colors, controlling 5 regions with temples, slaying 3 monsters, or lastly, controlling the most regions with cities once a single monument has been fully built. On a player's turn, they start by performing any and all of their basic actions, followed by a single special action. Play then proceeds to the next player in clockwise order. For a special action, a player can choose any single one of the following actions shown here. These actions can be far more powerful than basic actions, so after a player chooses one, they'll need to cover it with a token to show that it's been used. You cannot choose that same action again until the token's been removed. When a player takes the Build Monument action, that player will get to add the next level to any monument of their choice, gaining a number of benefits. If this is the 5th and final piece of a monument, the game immediately ends. If not, this essentially ends the round, and all players remove all used action tokens. Then, any monsters on the board potentially attack, a new event takes place, and then play proceeds to the next player in clockwise order. Some other important things to mention are blessing and artifact cards. Blessings are primarily gained during drafts that happen as temples are built throughout the game. Your choices here are important as they'll give your hero and army new powerful abilities that last the remainder of the game and can drastically shape your overall strategy. Artifacts are similar, but are gained from completing quests and defeating monsters. They are also limited in their use by requiring a used action token to be placed in them once they're triggered. Combat is another important part of this game. You're going to be fighting all the time, whether it's against other players or against the giant monsters roaming the lands. In order to be effective, you're going to need to carefully manage your hero's stats, hoplites, as well as the combat cards in your hand. These cards are dual purpose, with the top half representing the effect against a monster and the bottom half the effects against another player. There's a tight hand limit to these cards, so you need to carefully manage them at all times. Well, there's certainly a lot more to cover here, but that should give you the basics. We'll definitely cover more of the details during our discussion today. Though if you'd like to get a look at the full rules, be sure to check the description as I've included a link to them there. Alright, well I think with that being said, it's time to get to the game.
So I'll go move here, take that. This one's not fortified. Move here, take that. I'll fight for that.
You got no combat cards, yeah.
So I just win anyway because I have +1.
You gotta lose 1 and then retreat to wherever.
That's the game?
I think it might be.
Yeah, well, no.
That's
So
5?
No, it doesn't matter.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna prepare.
He's not building a monument.
I am. Prepare. Summon 2.
No, you gotta be kidding me.
And build monument
When you do the prepare action.
Using your prepare special action, you may instantly play another special action.
Damn, that was a good. That scooped the win. Wow. We were all worried about the tiebreaker. He didn't even need it.
Whew.
Ooh, boy.
That
Nice
came-
one, dude.
I went from 2 cities to 5 that last turn.
Yeah, man, but because of that build-up, you had those powers
Well,
really
Brian
strong.
kind of cleared the way, honestly, because I wouldn't be able to take that and that.
You can't see Brian right now, but he's giving you a finger.
It's under the table. It's,
Yeah, no, I spent the whole game attacking and stopping Jeremy.
oh man, that was crazy. What
That
was
was
that?
awesome.
Brian went on a little rampage, and I went from 2 cities to 5 in one round. Like,
Yeah, we were sitting around for a moment discussing
how to stop me.
Yeah, like how do we slow down like Jeremy? And we thought Isaac almost had it because
Yeah.
we thought the 5th monument piece was going to get built is what ended the last game and ended the game. Which, by the way, we put the 5th piece on when the 4th piece got built technically
Yeah,
because
'cause
we
it
wanted to
looks way
see
cooler.
the full statue built.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically. You had 4 regions with cities, and the condition is once the 5th level of a statue is built or a monument is built, then the game ends immediately, and the person who controls the most regions with cities wins. You had 4. I actually had 4 going into that last round.
Yeah, well, I had. If you had like a graph of the like city control, it would be I had 4, and then Isaac and Matt went, and they both got 4. It took them away from me, and so I went down to 2.
Yep.
And then Brian went crazy,
It did.
went massacring everyone out of nowhere.
Yeah, you actually killed both of my encampments here, took 2 of my cities, and knocked the defense out of my 2
Yeah.
cities.
It was just a combination of cards and abilities. And I misread one of mine, so I ended up going, well, you know what, I'm not going to, we're just going to keep going with this. So I ended up losing my units, but it left everything wide open, and
Yeah.
whoops.
I
Yeah.
think
It was a good rampage, though.
Yeah, that was good. That was a powerful turn either way. Yeah.
Yeah. That was close. It would have been pretty close either way, I think. I was the other thing that I don't think anyone else was really paying attention to. I was really close to the temple control win. So I had 3 and I have a 4th. So if I took one more and then took the build action, that would have also won. So I was trying to kind of sneak that win without saying anything, but Brian kind of opened it, so I didn't have to worry about figuring out how that would have worked because I would have had to take another temple. Probably here was the easiest temple, so I may have been able to do it.
Sneak up there and take that.
Yeah,
one,
because I was already here. I could have snuck up there and done something.
You could have done it with 1 unit with a certain number of combat cards.
Right,
too.
yeah, because I had combat cards and Brian didn't, so so it was close in multiple respects.
You had like a really strong fight against the Minotaur, and like it was an awesome fight. It was like really down to the wire, like back and forth, playing a lot of combat cards, and
You drew one the monster attack deck card.
Yeah.
You drew like the strongest one, and I had to play everything, and it was so close. Hunt the Minotaur.
you want to do it? Ooh, really? Hunt time. You draw combat cards equal to your strength.
Oh yes. So
Also, you can never have more than 4 except during combat.
right. Yeah. So I went up to 4 right before combat. Now I draw 2 more. I play the torch first, and put the cube onto there.
Yeah.
So I put 1 damage there. Now Matt it retaliates against me. So Matt
Isaac-
draws.
Well, it's gonna be you controlling.
Oh,
so you're
yeah.
gonna draw 2 cards and pick 1.
Recall!
So we'll put it here. So it's recall. It's just a 4 damage, but if I don't defend, then it automatically ends. So I'm just gonna play these 2. A 2 and a 2 equals 4.
All right.
So that'll be my discard pile. I draw 1 because I successfully.
Correct. Yeah, you draw 1 because you played 2 combat cards. Yep.
Yep. So now my next wound, I will go and play a spear. Hit the spear spot.
Charge!
Sure.
Strength 1 plus 1 for each uncovered wound symbol.
1, 2, 3.
If not defended against, deal 2 damage to your hero.
I'll take that hit for now.
Okay.
So 2 hits.
2
I'll
wounds.
lower my speed and my strength. So I'll play the X. Wound the X.
Fury! Strength is the number of wound symbols on the monster card.
If I don't defend,
Right.
and I have damage, it ends the hunt. So I will play my super block. I don't know what it is.
Everything. Yep.
Used to immediately defend against any monster.
So you get to draw 2 now.
So I draw 2. So I play the sword for the sword.
Well, that seems a little ridiculous. Rampage. Strength 1 plus 2 for each covered wound symbol.
That's 9.
8, 9. And I take 2, which would end it. So I have to play. I wish I blocked or I had the.
I know the infinite block for that one. Yeah.
So I'll just hope that I draw a good sword. Good card. So I'll block with 2 5s. Gets 10.
Wow. All right. You get to
Draw
draw 1. Moment of truth. What do you got?
Not the thing I need.
Not the thing. All right. So you can step away right now.
Yeah, I have to. I can't wound him.
Where are you fighting him?
He's out here. He's
Minotaur?
the Minotaur. Yeah, he's way out there.
So 2 spaces.
You're
I'm
going for
gonna
the
go
upset.
over to I'm gonna go ahead and start the hunt.
So you're gonna draw
you have-
cards equal to your strength, which is what?
2.
2. Your hope for the symbol.
I
You gotta hope for the sword.
I need it. All right, cool.
Did you draw sword? Because you win right away.
Yeah,
What are
I'm
you
gonna
got?
go ahead and play the sword.
Opposite enslaves the beast.
Which one? Hang on. Which card was that on the top or the bottom? Of the
That
cards?
was the top.
The top card.
That was the
You
top
had
card.
that in your deck. Oh my god.
Put that there,
Oh
man.
man, dead Minotaur.
He's pretty. He's pretty too.
One card away.
So close.
It's cool that I got to play both the monster against you
Yeah.
and then steal the monster from you.
That's a good point.
I have to say that
Yeah.
that's probably some of the most fun
I guess
gameplay of this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's so many area control games. That's something this game does pretty cool and pretty well. Is that that monster fight, because it gets pretty epic if somebody's prepared to go in, go whole hog and attack one of those huge monsters.
That makes really sense. I think that's probably why they chose to do that. The person who is going up next picks the cards to play. So you
Yeah.
actually have a stake in, like, I really want him to lose, so I can go and steal the
steal
weakened
it
monster.
away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing
Makes
those
sense.
combat cards. I like the monster combat is a really cool addition to it. Like you said, like there's a lot of area control games, a lot of like fighting with unit games, but the alternate objective of having monsters on the board is a really cool one because you not only you get really big rewards, like you get the like the favor token for beating a monster in that zone, which is really powerful. You may take the that gives you the ability to usurp and really throw people around, which we did a ton this game.
Yeah.
And then having that favor token is really great because it allows you to bump people out of regions and hold control. But in addition, you also gain an artifact, which are permanent full game abilities. Some of them from the monsters themselves, which are really strong, and then other ones are you get 2 from here as well. You get to choose one of the 3. Like that's just really good. Like you could be beating that monster, getting a bonus for it, stealing away the leadership token from somebody else, so now you have it and they don't, and it's so good. Like
Yeah. I was just sorry. I was going to add. I like that they also interact with the map too. So like they'll, if you roll the die, there's a chance that they kill some units in your space. So it's like they're just kind of looming over. They don't do anything directly. There's a chance anytime you build that monument, you roll the die and he may wipe out half your army. And
yeah.
You may notice that all of the monsters are in my area. That is not by mistake. Jeremy got a little testy after me stealing the Minotaur from him.
It's true. I did get some good rolls, so I was able to move the monsters where I wanted. Brian also had the ability to. What did it do again? You move it if you're
If you end your hero in that space during a movement, you get to move it to any region on the map.
anywhere on the map. Yeah, so you teleported at least 1 or 2 from down here, right? Yeah. It was-
Sent him up my way to have a nice visit.
Well, the win conditions changed based off
Yeah.
of players too, and the people originally started not fighting. They originally started, building up armies, killing monsters, and when you started that, everyone sort of went toward that route, and then that changed when people started getting, more temples or more, cities. So it kind of that doesn't seem to happen as much with less players. I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed more region control because it's way easier. That's just gone in this. But being able to just as a group switch, being like they're going after monsters, well, I need to start killing some monsters
Right.
too to pull that victory away because they don't come back. If
Yeah.
everyone's got 2 and they're gone, that's it. You have to find someone.
You have
way
to
win.
draw them from the events and when they come up once around.
Yeah, that's a good point. The region control, like, unless you take like 2 or 3 spaces in the same turn, there's 3 people going before it comes back
Yeah.
to you.
You
to your
got
next
close a few times.
I got close,
that's
but I
one
was
of the
so
things.
spread
You
out.
had one there, and it was
Yeah.
it was easy for 3 people to move in.
Yeah, I had like a single unit and some of them were just empty spaces. So it was like, yes, I had a lot of space, but it was not well defended at all. So
Yeah.
That ability you had though, the army strength value.
yeah, that was nice. That was just by holding the
I'm
monument.
or the population, which one?
Oh, made it easier to capture. Yeah, that,
I missed that a few times. So I'd have I'd leave one open. I go, oh, you just walk. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
yeah.
I think I took this with 2 and this with 4, which made like it just sped up being able
That
to
was
capture
big.
them. Yeah,
That was real big.
like it didn't necessarily change the end of the game, but it sped things up a lot quicker. That's how I got most of these spaces. Again, very spread out though. I was spread very thin.
A cool thing to kind of notice from a first-time player is that even if you're at a loss, if you're not doing well at the area control part of this game, you still have your hero. So
You
you
can go
get
fight
you can
monsters
go
or-
right.
yeah.
You can fight. You can go for the high risk, high reward part of the game and go for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're even, like I was saying, forced into that. I think that's very cool. because sometimes I get caught up, like what I was doing was just I want to stay in my little home. I feel safe here, and I'm not too great at those types of games. So next time I would have played more of. I would have loved to be the Pegasus and kind of fly around the board and take opportunity off of that of, having my little area where I live, but not caring specifically about that part of the game and try for the monster win condition.
I was gonna say you could play the game. You could have 0 units on the board and still win. You could just take three heroes. They're monsters.
Three
and win.
monsters, yeah. It's definitely a cool balancing mechanism. I started getting hit hard in the beginning of the game, which we should definitely get to blessings more in a minute because I think that's a really big part of the game. But one of the blessings I took because I kind of felt myself getting, I was kind of pushing back a little bit, and so I wanted to I picked the Marathon ability for my blessing, which allows me to deal 1 damage to my hero, injure my hero, and then move her anywhere on the board. Basically, she sprints her way to it, and I was using that and beefing myself up to fight monsters, and I actually used that to come in for a big monster battle early in the game.
Yeah.
And I think for my hero movement, I'm going to take a damage, and I'll take it from my speed to go to any zone on the board. I'm going to go in here and see what I can do to this Chimera. I'm on it. I'm going to start the hunt, my friends. Now at the start of combat, I'm strength 3, so I'm going to draw 3. And
Brian will fight.
I'm going to play a bow.
Okay. So hit the bow.
Grab the cubes.
Nasty wound. If not defended against, deal 1 damage to the hero. Lower permanently highest statistic.
Permanently?
Yes.
By 1?
Yes. Roll down by 1.
Ew, I want to defend against that, but
Yeah.
I'm taking it. I'll take the hit. I'm down to 2 strength.
So you got to take a wound somewhere. One of your stats.
I'll take it in leadership, of course.
Wow. Okay. So you get 1 card. 1 combat.
I'm going to hit the bow.
Bow again. Hitting right in the tail.
My heart's racing a little bit. I'm a little nervous.
Charge. Strength 1 + 1 for each uncovered wound symbol.
3 total and 2
All right,
damage.
I'm going to throw this down. Boom. Wild attack.
Block 3.
Block 3. So I get to
Okay.
draw 2 cards.
Draw 2 cards.
Axe. Boom.
Okay.
Chop him down.
So we got 1 other head.
Please don't kill me.
Get that furious blow with an arm.
Wild attack 5. Deal 1 damage to the hero if not defended against, and discard 1 random combat card.
I will take the damage.
So you take a damage, discard 1 random card.
Without playing anything, so I am going to be able to draw a card from this, right?
You take 1. You draw 1.
Discarding a card.
You lost a mace.
I lost the mace, that's what I needed, but then I get to draw 1 for combat, and then I'm going to play weak spot, 3 cards to deal a wound of any type.
Oh man, he just drew another head. Bam! Got 1 more spot.
Dude, that was so close.
That was amazing.
Woo!
That
That
was real
weak
close.
spot, though, man. I was counting on that weak spot. Oh, that was great.
You can do really well with that. You can put your strength up, take a few temples so you can get priests in there,
Yeah.
get your strength up, and then use the ability to just draw combat cards. And then you can replace some with even better cards, and then just straight to the no one could stop you from doing
Yep.
that. The only thing they could do is stop Zeus, stop you from drawing.
Right, and I actually controlled Zeus, too, and holding Zeus in that monument space, monster cards do 1 less. So, it's just, there's all kinds of bonuses that you can build yourself up. I have four of the Zeus cards over there, and those are definitely geared towards fighting monsters, which is cool. Being high in strength and making those decisions. So,
Yeah.
I think a big part of the game is you kind of have to play to kind of what's happening to you in the game, right? There's so many random elements, which I think is cool because you get to react to it, right?
I was gonna say, the beginning of this one we had 4 monsters and 3 missions.
Yeah.
That's never happened in the other games we played.
Yeah,
it was
3 quests,
or
it's
3
like-
quests.
yeah.
Yeah. So the first couple of rounds, me, you, and Isaac all did a quest. So there's 3 rounds of us just ticking down the quest tracker.
Which gave us early game leader,
Definitely.
whatever they're called. It's like
Legendary hero token.
It's like either legendary hero or favor token for that
Yeah.
particular
The region color.
land
Yeah.
control.
Oh
whatever
yeah,
they
that's
are.
right. That was
So
really quick.
we got those early in the game, and the only way to get those for certain regions or not regions, but for each land
Anything,
area is to either defeat a monster there or complete a quest. So once the
Yeah.
quests have dried up, they're not always going to replenish. So you're going to have to react accordingly. You played the beginning of the game. You made a bold play.
Well, I didn't.
I had to.
Yeah.
As,
That was a great
my-
play.
Perseus starting bonus. He gets the hero token for the region that he starts in. And the first quest that came up was something that Jeremy's character could immediately start with 2 strength, and it was, it was in my zone.
Yeah.
So you started at rank 1.
Yeah, I just started at rank 1 on round 1, so he had 2 rounds. I honestly didn't notice that. He was all annoyed about it. But
Yeah, I caught shenanigans on that.
Like, why'd you take that quest? I was like, no, it's a good quest.
So I had 2 turns to use it or lose it. Because if you have it, no one ever takes it. You just keep it.
Unless you do
But
a
if
quest
somebody
or kill a
steals
monster,
it was gone. So all I could do is just use it once.
Yeah.
And I think this zone got usurped
you took
so
that
many times.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
He took it, I took it, then Isaac took it.
Yep. It's funny too. You guys were talking about this in our last game. We played with 3 again, and again we were like, man, I really want to try it with 4. And I think one of the biggest reasons we were even questioning, like, when you usurp someone, you don't have to discard that token. You just keep it.
Yeah.
We're like, man, that seems really strong. I think it's a combination of things.
Yeah.
Now that we've played this one, I don't think it's too strong. I think
Right.
it's a whole nother part of the game that I think is really cool.
Yeah.
But
I think last time was like, it was the first time that anyone really used it.
Right,
And like,
right.
it kind of came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, I forgot you even had that. And like, but the fact that you have to take the action, you fill the action space, that kind of balances it
it's
out.
once per round essentially.
Right.
Once per monument build.
And when you
so.
kick them out, you don't lose any units. So
Right,
like,
yeah,
you can come in and usurp a space, but if you don't have like anyone to back it up, they can just come right back in and wipe you out.
But you can use it strategically
Right.
and get somebody in a corner where they got nowhere to go, and then you can use it, and all their units are going to die.
Yeah,
Which is
or take
awesome.
the 5th temple in the round. Or
Isn't that right, Isaac?
I did that. I have experience in that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's.
Yeah, well, gotta move on.
Just gonna usurp, or are you gonna fight?
Let's usurp. That should be fun.
Oh shit! Oh,
Oh, you're going to kill all his guys, dude.
hey, it's okay. You can recruit them now. Someone else.
Oh. You get to recruit one guy there, too.
So you put your blue token in the space.
Just one.
One guy goes there. You put it in there if you want.
All right, Isaac. That was a dick move.
What? What are you talking about? Where else do I have to go?
No, it was the right move.
He is in all the spaces except for this one, which I only have one guy at.
Yeah.
So,
I am not in all the spaces. I was in
No,
exactly
he's
3
talking-
spaces.
well,
Right, we
you
got this, dude.
you're covering here, here.
Oh, don't count them. I've forgotten about them. Nobody's ever touched them. I was never going to do anything with them.
This one dude, you know this guy's here, right?
I did not. He was behind Zeus's butt. I didn't.
You've been holding it down over here
Just
invisible.
That is what happens.
Yeah, if you get surrounded and have nowhere to retreat to, yes, they do all die.
I just love that thematically. That's just awesome, right? Like, you've killed this huge beast in this area, so like that land favors you, and so you just step into a city and you're just like, hey, like, I own this, and
People
then
turn on you.
everybody runs away, and then you even get to recruit a person. It's like you get
Yeah.
to recruit extra guys.
I was pretty stunned at how the theming of this game actually very much plays into the gameplay of this. You have your own personal hero, and you're leveling up that guy, and you have your little peons that don't level up in any way, but you either gain them and have little buffs from blessings. I think the world is very engaging.
It's
keeps the game pretty fresh all the way through.
I think
you feel powerful.
Yeah, I think the theme / art whatever is really cool. It's like ancient Greek, but like future like robot. Like,
Yeah.
Like you have like a
The art is-
flamethrower
yeah,
and like
they are.
No
and,
doubt, the art.
like Zeus has a lightning whip, which is amazing. Like
Yeah,
and
that's
like
rad.
Cyclops. I think Cyclops is one of the coolest. He's got like a giant metal head and like I don't know. He looks really cool, especially in the art right there.
Yeah, there's some the monsters and the art and stuff on top of it. I think there's a lot of cool elements happening here. One thing I really want to touch on is the blessings, because I feel like that is one of the cooler parts of the game. The way the game kind of builds.
Yeah, we didn't even see all of them too. There's still a handful we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, we went through 70-80% of the
Yeah,
deck,
probably.
just from doing the drafting blessings and some of the other powers. But that's where a lot of the core experience of the game comes, and the fact that they're kind of staggered out is when you draft blessings. I think is actually really well done, because those blessings get handed out at sort of key points in the game where you have to now go, okay, where am I going with my strategy, and then draft the cards that are most powerful towards it. And going first is a huge thing. You get your first pick in a 4-player game of 5 cards. You get a really good choice. You can really pick what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's also the monument blessings, which are pretty big, because those are just like defined, like go there and take it. It's pretty tough because you need 5 units.
Yep.
But you go and take it, and it can be pretty strong depending on how you play on your strategy. Like if you were going for the Zeus monument, lower all the monster cards by 1, and you want to go for the monster strategy, that's huge, you know.
Right. Yeah, those can be big, and it's another one of the random elements in the game that I was mentioning. Like, you're not going to get the same blessings every game. You're going to have different quests dealt out each game, and so that's really going to change the flow of things. Like just what quests get dealt out, what monsters get dealt out.
What it starts with. Yeah.
You know, actually had to shift my strategy in monster fighting a few times because I was about to fight the Sphinx, and then she evolved because we drew it, and then I had to be leadership 3 to be able to fight her. So I was like, no.
Yeah.
So that's why I went across the board to go fight the Chimera because I couldn't fight her, and like this Cyclops went from being okay, he's probably one of the easier ones to fight to. All his attack cards are now +1, and he has 2 more hit zones. So, but I feel like those come out at the right time.
Yeah.
Like the game is sort of picking up. So now, you shouldn't have monsters on the board with 4 hits. Like that's way too easy. Like everybody has multiple strength. Otherwise, it's too easy to just.
It would have been nice to see more monsters out. You know, we had a balance between quests and monsters.
We did,
but
yeah.
As personally, I would have liked to see more monsters out and then attacking and just doing their specials by roll the dice because it's all done by the dice.
The monster die. Yeah.
But it would have been nice to see.
Yeah.
I got an artifact that literally only would have ruined Isaac's day. I got it earlier, and it was each monster destroys 1 hoplite in the region it's in, and they were just always in Isaac's region, so it just would.
Right, Rising was technically like your enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing, right? Yeah, so you didn't want to blast him with that.
Yeah, we've said it 100 times, but 4-player was by far the most fun out of any. We played
definitely
4 or 5 3-player matches, and this is our first 4, and it's
definitely the best
And,
one.
and it's currently the only 2 official ways to play
You
it
play
right now.
2-player.
There's
Oh,
2-player
there
rules.
is 2-player
2-player
rules
is a
right
little
now.
more. That's where you build the 2 monuments, and I think
Gotcha.
you have to control 3 zones in 2-player.
And there are rules for 5. I play that in a second with 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would fit. You would be
I don't
conflict
know.
every round.
I
You'd
think
be
it would
fighting every round.
it would have to be conflict.
There's
every
probably
round.
some other
Rather than have
rules
region control.
that they'd mix in there, but
That'd be cool. That'd be nice.
Going in and attacking, and then someone else capitalizing on someone else being weak, and then someone else jumping in to where someone just left. All those things. Every time someone finishes their turn, someone else goes, "Oh, sweet!"
Yeah.
right,
Hop right in the back.
Yeah, it opens up a new strategy every round. Just like the last round, I was totally focused on all right, I'm gonna sneak and get 5 temples. Then Brian just cleared out 2 zones. I'm like, well, I could just go and
Sweet, I
walk
would
into
do that.
those. And so yeah.
Whoops.
No, I mean, I think I may have still been able to get it the other way. It just would have been maybe a little harder and more to chance. But yeah, that was definitely
Yeah, but you used a lot of great stuff.
it was a good
I
combo.
mean, it was
movement,
all of your abilities.
hero movement,
Yeah.
special blessing.
Yeah, this is the first time I've seen this one. When we played all the other times, I never saw the card, but it's after using the prepare action, you can instantly play another special action. I did that so many times, and that's actually how I won there. Is because I moved my hero up to an empty spot, and then I prepared to summon the units to take it, and then I did the other action of the monument to finish. I couldn't have done both without that card. It's
perfect.
And I did that at least a few times. I did prepare plus summon a temple, prepare plus something else.
Yep. Well, what do you think about the? I like the action system. Where you've got a base set of actions where it's like move your heroes, jump on a quest, do whatever, and then the special actions after that where you're placing your tokens down on one of those spots and you're locked out for essentially the rest of the round until somebody builds the monument.
I really like that there are basic actions. I just like that every round you could move a unit and start combat. You'd have less units, but if you have that reinforcements card like that I played, you can summon all your guys.
Oh, that was a cool match right down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move some dudes. I'm gonna move a dude. One.
Fighting time.
Fight Matt.
Can I use my harpy? Draw a combat card.
Oh, is that
Beginning
before
of battle
combat
or
thing?
hunt. Yep.
Okay, so I play first. I'm gonna play reinforcements. Move any number of your dudes to the dudes with the thing. Oh, I needed to have moved my guy in first. Sorry, because I can't.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, because you can't fight her
I
without
couldn't have even
your
moved in
dudes.
without your guy. Reinforced. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 1, 7.
All right, so the battle has started. So we can't go back at this point. So when I lose and I retreat, I will be taking control of your zone. I just said the battle has started, you.
Why do we always back up on your turn? Put the
That's
character
stupid.
back.
I know, that is a... I was willing to let you have
That
it.
was the whole reason I attacked.
But that's like the art of
Even
war.
after the sentence.
Oh, never mind.
So 6 to 4.
6 to 4 right now? Okay. I'm going to play this Phalanx, which is for every 2 hoplites, I add +1 to my army's strength. That's 2 plus 2, so it's another 4.
So 8 to 6. I will play Mace Thingy, so it's 1 plus my leadership, so plus 4.
Ooh. All
So
right, well.
10 to You not playing your other card?
No, I will not play my other card. Yep, I got greedy.
So I still lose one, but
No, it's all right. You lose one from your combat card. I lose one for losing the battle, and then I have to retreat, which I can't go anywhere.
So your hero stays because it doesn't.
Oh, my hero stays in Krasmir River.
And that
Oh,
goes away.
man. Well, that was me getting greedy on my last turn. I was going to usurp Jeremy and bump him out of that spot in gray while I had the chance, and I didn't. I waited too long.
Well, I mean, you could still usurp. You don't need units to do that.
I know, but you wiped out all my units now.
Yeah. So I just like that you're able to even start combat every round. So
Yeah, that
like,
was really cool.
You can just spread it out. You can attack multiple faces just to, I don't know.
It prevents to Matt's point of blocking off special actions. It prevents some silliness of like steamrolling and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I could
right.
definitely see where like after taking the Minotaur from you, I could have gone through with my hero and usurped you all the way back.
Right.
Because I had none of the blue area, but I had control to be able to
Right.
usurp you.
Yeah.
That prevents me from doing that, which would have made which would have made you feel horrible, and everybody else be like,
That's not
okay.
Same thing
like
with,
you
like,
didn't earn that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with a giant army. If you had a giant army, you just went move.
Move.
Right.
Yep.
Move.
That's
Yeah.
one of the coolest
Yeah.
things. Like looking across the board, I looked at you multiple times and I was like, "All
Okay,
right,
he's already done
I
this,
saw
yeah.
him like he has his whole move army. Actually, that's why I didn't expect you to hit me here because I'm looking down. And I was like, "Well, he's already moved his whole army. He's got nothing."
Yeah.
And then that awesome battle card that's like,
Yeah.
"Move all your dudes adjacent into
reinforcement,
here." It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's cool. That was a good play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
good to
card-
learn those
yeah.
cards the more you go.
Yeah,
too.
there's so many different things that mix it up because like the combat deck is really cool. The quests and the monsters, everything changes. And it's different every round. It's game. It's fun. But
Oh, what do you think about these event cards too? There's a couple
yeah,
of
those
those.
are cool.
So there's in the event deck there are quests, there are monsters, and then there are myth cards. I think they're called myth. Yeah, there's some
Kinda
of them
like
that come up.
an
They're
event,
just
yeah.
kind of cool. I mean, I think there's a decent amount in here. I imagine this number would change as the game went on, but
Find
they're
that
like
one that we ran into.
yeah, that's the one, the Persephone Rescue
Yeah.
Persephone.
There's another one that happened
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
The where you sacrificed your guys too. That would be in the discard probably. Right?
Yeah. I mean, there's some interesting stuff that comes out of this deck. Like we got Blood Sacrifice, which is a cool early game ability that
Yeah.
came out.
One of them we all had to vote to decide. I know we had another one in a different game that was similar to that, where we all had to like vote and decide on whether or not we participated, or if the event happened, or if the bad effect happened.
Yep.
It's just kind of cool.
What's going on with their Kickstarter right now? Is it open?
June 6th is when it's going to go live. Definitely go check that out. We'll put a link in the description here. We like what we've seen so far. It looks pretty cool, and I only imagine they're going to kind of tweak and polish it as time goes on. But I definitely would say our best experience was with 4, though. That's definitely
Yeah.
want to put out there. The best experience, I think, is just cramming as much conflict in
Yeah.
this as possible. I mean, the 3-player game and the 2-player game could be
Yeah.
very good for other styles, but for our tastes, I want the maximum
Yeah.
conflict
We
for
didn't
sure.
We didn't play 2-player. That may be different because there's different victory conditions.
True.
Like you have to build the 2 monuments, so that may be different. It'll definitely. I think it would still be a lot slower, but that might be something you could do.
Yeah, just for me, preparing and getting ready to play a game like this definitely feels like you got 4 friends around and you.
Yeah, you do it with a full confidence.
Forza
Yeah.
number, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Look forward to seeing what they get going on the Kickstarter. I don't know anything about their stretch goals and stuff, but hopefully they come out with some cool stuff. All right, I think that'll do it for us, guys. Thanks for playing. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Go Zeus.